Welcome to Six Figs. I'm Kyle. In today's video, we're going to be covering everything Definity's internet computer, from the hottest news to the charts, and we're also going to cover a sweet Solana trading bot if you're into trading the trenches of Solana. We'll cover Bob, Panda, Kong, Sora, Alice, and ICP. Hit me up on X at Real Six Fig, because that's where I get down and dirty, folks. Now, the one and only Dominic Williams, folks, went on to say that he's planning to reach out to Charles Hoskinson in order to negotiate some sort of chain key integration. I do think that this would be a wonderful thing for both chains. There's not going to be one chain to rule them all, but there might be one chain that can support them all, and that's where Definity comes in to really flex its muscles. You guys got to understand that, of course, it would be amazing if everything was built on the internet computer. However, that's never going to be reality, at least for right now. But I'll say this, when it comes down to it, Definity is really the only chain in a position for a support role to all these other chains. And that will help make Definity a lot stronger. So we've got Charles Hoskinson responding to this, and this is a very interesting thing. So let's see what he has to say.
Do you foresee any collaboration with Dominic and ICP? It's potentially possible. ICP was very unhappy about being excluded. They were one of the best blockchain candidates for what Wyoming wanted to do, and they were excluded for no reason. So it would be interesting to see if perhaps on the litigation side they'd want to come in if we go down that road. But all options are on the table. But overall, there's a lot of good people in that ecosystem. Got great scientists in that ecosystem.
So that was very interesting to hear Charles respond that way. I know there's been a little friction between Charles and Definity in the past, simply because Definity basically has absorbed quite a bit of the cryptoverse's best developers. And this has ruffled the feathers with a lot of blockchains. It just is what it is, right? Nobody wants to see their top devs going to a potential competitor. But like I said, this is where internet computer can help Cardano, and Cardano can help the internet computer. So I hope this works out. Delia Capital, oh my goodness, broke some interesting news the other day. Basically, it was some legal government paperwork that said Dominic Williams was stepping down as president of Definity. Now, there happened to be a clerical error, and Josh Drake came in to clear it. So basically says that, hey, there was a clerical error. There is no change in leadership whatsoever. Now, I was speculating pretty hard that this could be, in fact, a political move where Definity is coming back to the United States. Of course, we'd all like to see it happen. At least I would, in the United States. But we've got some absolute interesting things happening. Internet Computer has burned through 1 million ICP, and we've really burned through about, I don't know, maybe 825,000 ICP since September of 2024. So almost a million ICP in 5 months. I do think that within 6 months, we could well see over 1 million ICP burn. And these metrics, folks, are up only in every category for internet computer, which is a beautiful thing. And we're going to see a lot of like this cycle burn rate go absolutely through the roof once Caffeine AI deploys. If you're not familiar with what Caffeine AI is, it is a application built by Definity that will allow you to basically give a prompt to this application. It will use AI to determine what you want, what you need. It will write the software and deploy the software. So everybody's waiting for this to come out. And if anybody at Definity can get me an invite code, I'd love to just play around with this. I will keep my mouth shut and provide you with some of the best positive feedback you could ever ask for. That's my say. Now, we're going to be talking about trading. JeetBot is a bot that I'm heavily invested in, FYI. But they have gone ahead and created something called JeetBot. And here it is. Now, I've been using Jeepbot for like the last month, doing some beta testing with it, and it is absolutely phenomenal to say the least, especially if you're in the trenches of Solana. And in the description, there is a link, a referral link, that you can use to get access to this. Basically, the way it works is if you refer other people every time they make a trade, you will get a portion of that trade as commission. So it's a very lucrative referral reward system. But let's get back to the juice here. We'll just scan like Dagestan. All right, so we're going to take this and we are going to copy the contract. We're going to pull up the bot. And what I'm going to do first, and this is just a tool that you can use for free to see if a project is a rug or if there's anything to be concerned about. What we can do is go to something called Rug Scanner, and this will scan the contracts for, like, deceptive abnormalities within it, such as contract authorities, bundled liquidities and buys, abnormal holder distribution, ruggers, trading patterns, things like that. So I'll go ahead and enter that contract into Jeepbot, and now it is going through and scanning that contract. And you can see right out of the gates, bundled liquidity detected. What's really cool about this is that you can actually see the transactions that it is picked out. So there is a lot of great use within this bot to try and figure out if something is a scam or not. Here is another one for an example. This one looks like, let's find a really bad looking chart. All right, let's see if we can. Okay, this one looks this one looks juicy. This one looks juicy, baby. So we're gonna come up here. We'll copy this contract and we'll throw this thing into the bot to see, because I'm sure just by looking at that thing, it's got some issues. So let's see what kind of issues this thing has. And I will delete my entire channel if this thing comes back clean as a whistle. Okay. Oh, yes. I was worried I was going to delete. But they go on to say that there's no mint authority detected, no freeze authority. So the devs can't mint more tokens. They cannot freeze the contracts, but there is coordinated purchase activities. These purchases are not bundled, but happen in a short time after the launch. So what happens is these projects will launch. They will recruit promoters and KOLs to basically pump this thing up, and then it dumps. So this is one thing that you could use to protect yourself from mayhem like this dump. But yeah, it's a really cool bot. Just check it out at least. Now, ICP, folks, and we're going to be talking about FOMO Factory in just 1 second, but this is where I'm always telling all the members, any plays that I'm seeing happening or developing across all the ecosystems. I will trade any chain no matter what. The cost is 1 ICP, and you can scan this QR code right here if you want to get in. If not, nobody's going to lose sleep. But right now, I hate to even bring this up, but right now, ICP could be, and I use the term could be, geared for another double bottom at the $5.60-ish level. If things get really bad, we could see a $4.72 ICP, because there is what I think could be some sort of, bullish Gartley or something like that. Now, typically when you see a pattern like this form, you are looking for price to retrace down to like the 161.8, the 261.8, things like that, the 127. And I do think that right now, ICP has come down to the 127. We are seeing a symmetrical triangle squeeze off this bearish dog leg. So, we're going to have to really play it patiently and see what happens next. But if we have another downturn in the market, $6.08, $4.72. I hope it doesn't hit that low, but it very well could stretch down to those levels. But right now, we've already entered this area where we could see a potential reversal happen, hopefully quite soon. And when we look at this thing on the daily, we are seeing price action fairly far from this Ichimoku cloud. And when we start to see that, and I do think that there could be a run up to at least the 200 moving average, the $9.28 level. Furthermore, we do have what is called a golden cross, or a bearish, a death cross about to happen. Oh my gosh. We are about to have a death cross happen. When the 50 crosses the 200, that is called a death cross. When it crosses from underneath and over the 200, that is called a bull cross. But in a lot of circumstances, on these higher time frame charts especially, when you see a death cross, it's a 50-50 chance that we're going to get a price action reversal. Here is a golden cross, and you'd think that things would be just fine and dandy after a golden cross occurred. Well, look what happened. The bottom fell off. So it is what it is. Here is a death cross, of course. The price suffered a little bit more, but not too much. So I'm hoping that we don't see any more volatility to the downside, but don't be surprised if anything happens. Now, Alice, people have been asking me to do technical analysis on Alice. Of course, it's very difficult to do technical analysis on meme coins, and in a lot of cases, the price action just kind of goes crazy, and it's really tough to validate with technical analysis because everything's so volatile, right? So right now we could be gearing up to see some sort of head and shoulders pattern form with Alice right now. Obviously, this is very speculative and not financial or trading advice, but we had a very nice V-shaped recovery, and it's testing support right now at about the 8-cent-ish level. So my hopes for Alice, and this is the 1-hour chart, is that we see this thing rip up to about 15 cents, maybe draw back to 10, 11 cents, and form out this right shoulder to see price go to the moon, right? Sora is another project I've been looking at. I heard about it in the Apollo Algo Telegram group, but Sora has been kind of trading sideways since launch. I am holding this token. I do think that there might be a Fibonacci time sequence around 8 p.m. Central Time today. Not sure what that's going to entail, but the price is slowly squeezing here. Just like the Alice chart, this thing is kind of forming a potential head and shoulders formation. Maybe even a cup and handle, you could argue. Let's see what the markets do, because nothing's guaranteed, especially with these low market cap coins. CoinSwap still forming a falling wedge. We had the bottom fall off. Of course, the entire crypto market has absolutely suffered for the last week or two. Every chart pretty much looks like this, but for the time being, we'll see what happens with CoinSwap. I would like to see it come back up to about the 0.0168-ish and retest some of these, 2-cent levels here. Panda is bottomed at about just over 0.0027 cents. And we got a nice little bounce. One thing I am looking at here on Panda is there could be some sort of an inverse cup and handle that is formed. I mean, we can see this right here. So I'm hoping that Panda does not have the bottom fall out. I'm very bullish on Panda. I do think that Panda is going to do tremendous things for ICP, for internet computer, and they have just been doing a killer job as an AI agent. So I do think that things will get better. We'll just have to wait and see. Bob, guys, is experiencing what is called a golden cross almost on the 1 hour chart. We have seen Bob just squeeze and squeeze into this symmetrical triangle. The bottom fell off, and now it's trying to kind of retest this lower trend line. But the markets got absolutely massacred, and there's just nothing that we could have done about it. So it was doing very good. I was hoping that we would have saw a very nice cup and handle or something like that. I do still think that there's some potential, but right now I'm just not seeing any bullish or bearish patterns that I can really trade off of. And if you guys are interested in joining the FOMO Factory, like I said, it's a bargain right now. It's $7.04 for a lifetime membership where I'm dropping charts of things that I'm seeing live. In a lot of cases, I don't even display this stuff on Twitter or X. So I love you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, check out some of the links in the description below if you want to check out JeepBot or if you want to join Open Chat. We'll see you on the next one.